Hi there, it's Connie-Rae. Thank you for joining me for this tutorial. Today I'm going to be making some little note cards and a box to place those little note cards in. Beautiful, aren't they? This gorgeous colour of crushed curry and blue and purple go together beautifully. This box is my go-to box for my little note cards. I love making little note cards because I just find them so much easier than big note cards. That being said, I don't mind doing big cards, but I prefer let's face it, when you buy a gift for somebody, you really just want a little card that you can put a note in and then stick it on top. And these I find are really useful for that purpose. But everybody has different requirements. So I've made this little box to pop them into. And you can get quite a few in this little box. You can get obviously up to 6. And you can get little envelopes if you want, or just more note cards. It's entirely up to you. And you can give them to somebody as a present, or you can just keep them. It's up to you, really. Gorgeous, aren't they? So this little box is my go-to box. This box I can use for lots of my cards my little note cards that I make. I have previously uploaded these little note cards for Christmas cards, and again this box will accommodate those little cards quite beautifully. So if you're looking for a box, this box is a go-to box for little note cards. So I shall get along and try and show you how I've done, well, not try, but I will show you how I've made this little box. But first things first, basically I have cut a front of the box and the card to be, and made, I should say, to be exactly the same. That being said, I'm just trying to zoom in a bit here for you. Let me just see if I can bring it in a bit closer. Basically, the front of the box is the same as the note card, so it's basically exactly the same. But the only difference being is I cut the front of the box using my new framelits stitched dies. This is the square. This is the largest out of the 4. This is what I call number 4, 1 being the smallest. And I have basically used it on Whisper White cardstock, and I have cut the front of that out using that, which gives us this gorgeous stitching on the front. I have also done previously some little flowers from the Paisley and Posies set, which is the set that we're using today, along with those dies that come with it. Just bringing you back into focus, so bear with me. Yep, wrong way. Yep, here we go. And that's probably not the, oh, goodness me, I've got a few technical glitches. Okay. Just what we need. There we go. Sorry guys, I'm just bringing you into focus so that you can see what I'm doing. And I'm not doing a very good job bringing you into focus, am I? Okay. This is the Paisley and Posies set, and you've probably seen it around. It's very popular, very nice. And the dies that come with it, obviously you should purchase them together because you really shouldn't get them without, I don't think. It's just too much fussing around if you don't. I'm using the little flower that comes in that set, and I'm used the die to cut those flowers out. And there we go. That's the die. And I've already done the front of my box. You also need a piece of DSP, which is designer series paper from the Paisley and Posies set, and that is going to be 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. You've used the large square out of the stitched framelit set, number 4, the biggest one, and that's just going to go on top of the box along with the cutouts. The colours that I have used are Crushed Curry, Wisteria Wonder, and Island Indigo. And those colours just look gorgeous in this particular set. So those are the colours that I have used, and they will just come up great. So we've got the cards. Now the cards are 6 by 3. Straightforward. 6 in landscape and 3 in portrait, scored at 3. I'll do that again because some people are new and they're not aware of what I mean. So basically it's going to be 6 inches along in the square It's going to be 3 along in the portrait, and it's going to be scored in the middle so that when you fold it over, it's going to be scored at 3. That's how we make our little note cards. They're always the same, 6 by 3, scored at 3. The box, a little bit different, but not hard. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and I've done a little bit of work, as I said, in preparation so that we don't take up too much time. So I've got the front of the box already done, basically. Actually, I might just finish that off while I'm here and I have you here, because it's just a little bit, lost my dimensionals now. Okay, so basically, as I suggested, previously cut and scored it all, got it already, so that we don't have to do it. All you have to do is watch the video, basically. Pause it when you need to, which is what I do if I'm trying to do something, because I don't know about you, but I'm really hopeless at measurements. So I do take a little bit longer than the average bear to get them right. So the DSP, as I suggested, is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and we're just going to pop a little card cutout framelit, center it, because we've already cut and stamped using the colours. So that's the top of our box. As I said, it's basically going to be the same as our card, with the exception of the DSP. Okay, so our box is going to be, bear with me, just get my little bits and pieces out of the way so that I'm not confusing myself, which is really easy to do. Okay, so you're going to want a piece of cardstock which is 9 1/2 in landscape, and it's going to be 6 1/2 in portrait. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Or is that just me? No, that's just me. Sorry, guys. Okay, so it's going to be 9 1/2 in landscape, and it's going to be 6 1/2 in portrait, which means that that is your portrait side. I'm just being silly because I'm just silly. Okay, so that's going to be the cardstock size for your little box. And it is, let me just zoom out so that you've got plenty of room to see what I'm doing. So you've got your cardstock, which is 9 1/2 by 6 1/2. We're just going to bring in the scoring board. Okay, which is here. And what we're going to be doing in landscape, which is this size here, this is for the newbies or people who don't understand what it means. And everybody has to start somewhere. So let's face it, guys, let's be fair. So landscape is this way, and we're going to score at 3 1/2. We are going to score at 4 1/2. We're going to score at 8 inches. And we're going to score at 9 inches. Then we're going to turn it around to the portrait side, which is this way, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. And that can be a little bit tricky, but we managed to get there. Yes, we did. Okay, 1/2 inch, and we're going to score at 1 1/2, which is here. Then we're going to score at 5, which is and 6 there. Okay, so that's our scoring done. So we're going to burnish our lines, as they say, burnish those score lines. I love the way that some people say it. We're going to burnish our score lines before we go cut away at some of the parts that we don't need. Like I said, though, this box is my go-to box when it comes to note cards. So if you don't need a single note card, this box is great to pop 6 or more cards in. Did I score that one? Yes, I did score that one. Score this side and score this side. There we go. Okay, all scored up nicely. Lovely. All right. Okay, so basically we're now going to just take our piece of cardstock and we're going to be cutting some of it away. What I've done is a little template here. So hopefully this will make it, because sometimes it is hard to see on our little designs that we've got about what we're cutting away. So I thought to myself, when we're doing designing, it is kind of confusing for people who are watching. So I'm just grabbing a marker. Oh, that's a silver marker pen. We don't want that one. Where's my little black pen gone? Oh, here we go. All right, so we are going to be cutting away this bit, and this bit. We're going to be cutting away this bit, and this big bit here. So those are the parts that we're going to be cutting away, but I'm going to do this live, so you don't need to worry. I'm going to swing it around. We're going to be cutting away this little flap here, this big part here. We're going to be cutting away this bit and this bit. Those are the parts that we're taking away. I hope that helps some people, because I know that sometimes you can't see the colours really clearly. And it is a little bit confusing because we like to get them done very quickly when we do our uploads. So, all that being said, that's exactly what we're going to do. Bear with me just for a sec. I need to pop my glasses on so that I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we're cutting away this little piece here. Cut away later. Okay, we'll cut that there, and we're going to cut this little strip here. Or actually, we can go straight across. Now, let me get a big pair of scissors, because my brain is not working. Okay, we're going to cut straight across here, all the way up. Cut that off, because we don't need it. We're going to cut this little piece here. Hopefully you can see that. Yes. Oh, the joys of doing things live. Okay, we're going to cut that little corner off. Cut that bit, and we're going to cut this bit. Cut off that slab because we don't need it. I've turned it over, so if it doesn't make sense, that's the reason why. We're going to cut. Sorry guys. We're going to cut down here and up that strip there. Cut off those two little pieces there. Down this one. It's weird, isn't it? Sometimes, you know, we cut pieces, we do all this scoring and all this cutting, and all of a sudden we realise, like, really? How much of this box are you going to cut away? I'm going to cut straight up there and take out that big slab that I've marked. And I'm just going to go here and cut out that little bit that we've already done. Okay, so that's basically what it should be looking like. And through the magic of video camera, well, actually it's not even a video camera, it's just a camera that I have. We'll just get rid of these little bits because they would just annoy me. All right, got rid of those. All right, so next we want to do is cut up these little sides here to make these flaps come in together. So we just want to cut up goggles. I'm reaching for my glasses as we speak. Okay, so we need to cut up this one. We've already got that one up because you took out that corner there. Cut up this one. And cut up this one. And that, people, is basically the box, because it's going to fold together just like yarn and yah and yah. Okay, but another thing that we just need to do is we just need to just go up and chip into the, you know how they always do that little bit of chipping in just to make it fold properly, because it doesn't fold properly if you don't do this little snippy bit. So we're doing the snippy bits. There we go. And we'll do the snippy bit on all of the 4 sides, just in case you can't see me. A little bit more there. Okay. And one more. Snippy bit and snippy bit. Okay. Get rid of those. Okay. So basically, that's your box, people. Oh, we just want to do the thing of rounding off the corners. Now, I don't have a corner rounder, which you can get, but I don't have. So I'm just going to use my envelope punch board here, and you can use this. This is quite fine to round off the corners of the top of our box. That being said, I want to make sure I've got the right part of the box. Okay, so that's the bottom of the box. So we might just do yourself a favour, round all of the corners, just to be sure that you don't have the seal on the front of the box. And nope, that looks a bit weird. Let me just try that again. That'll do. Okay. So basically we've rounded the corners. Now when you seal your box, you want to make sure it seals like that, but you don't want the front of your box to have the seal on the front like that. That's going to be the back of your box. This is the front of your box, so the seal is going to go here. So basically I'm going to run some sticky strip or some seal, whatever you choose, along this one here. I'm just going to use a little bit of trim, whatever it is that you need or whatever you prefer to use. It's not a problem. It's not like it's really heavy. It's not going to, you're not going to have a lot in the box per se. And then we're just going to fold it down and seal it. It's going to be just fine. So the front of the box is basically that way. Slightly. Oh, actually, let's just do the bottom. You can seal the bottom if you want. I've done that in previous cardstock episodes. So we're just going to seal that off. Right. And then we're going to seal that down. So really easy box when push comes to shove. Just need a bit of practice at it. I know I did. But all going well, that's all you need to do. Okay, so then we're going to get our previously arranged, what do we call them? Ornaments, decorations, a previously prepared card front, box front, whatever we want to call it. And I'm just looking for some dimensionals as I'm speaking to you, and I have got some. I've got stacks of them. But do you think I can find them when I want them? No, that would be too easy. Okay, so we're just going to pop that on the front of the box. So hopefully this, guys, this hasn't gone too long for you. Do pause the video when you need to when you're making this item, because sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes for me I have to pause it and try it and come back and try it again. And then we're just popping that on the front. Oh, goodness me. Just popping it on the front of the box so it's nice and square and even. There we go. Now with this little bit here, it does dangle over a bit, but I just trim it off. And basically there's your box. How cute is that? Along with your cards. And I'll just grab the cards out of the old box. There we go. So basically you're stamping your cutting, your die cutting. You've got a piece of designer series paper. You've got a little box that is quite easy to make. I probably made it look more complicated than it actually is, and I do apologise. Got 6 little cards that go in there, and as you can see, there is so much room in there. You can do probably another 6 cards would squeeze in there quite easily, or 6 envelopes to go with the cards. You can gift this to a person, or you can just keep it for yourself. You can put thankful, grateful, blessed box on one side of your desk or at home, and all you need to do is just grab out a card, and this is kind of universal, so it covers quite a few situations, and you just write on your card, and you just pop it in front of the present that you're giving them, if you're giving them a present. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm so sorry that was a little bit long-winded, but I do hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.